Now to the war in Iran. That is new video of Iranian missiles striking unknown locations in that region. That footage comes, by the way, after U.S. military accused Iran of firing missiles at Kuwait and Bahrain yesterday. Now, in response, U.S. personnel say they launched strikes on an Iranian facility. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump, he insists his team is still working in a positive direction to get Iran to take a deal. Listen.
Now I have to make a determination. Do we sign a deal or we do it the other way? And the other way is not nice.
What will the other way achieve, though?
Certainty. It would be over. There wouldn't be any bullshit. There wouldn't be any talking. There wouldn't be any delays. There wouldn't be. But, I'd rather do it the nice way from a humanitarian standpoint.
Live to Washington and CBS News, senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. So, Ed, it's very clear from the president's words of BS, and I'm making that a smaller reference there, that he is tired of this. He's growing thin, and his patience is growing thin.
It would seem that way, and it's a reminder that he continues to believe the military option is still on the table. He has said that several times in truth social statements and speeches and answers to questions like that one, that an overwhelming military response remains an option. And there are, of course, still, tremendous military assets in the region. So if anything, what he says there in that podcast interview that was released this morning is just reiterating the threat that has always been there. And part of the reason why, it appears, the conversations have continued, because the Iranians understand that threat is there and could be deployed at some point if the tensions we've seen in the last few days are ratcheted up.
President using the word certainty there. There are also reports about that heated phone call between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump. What do we know about that call?
He himself has confirmed some of the details. We should just let folks hear them.
Now, Axios reported that you had a phone call with Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, in which you were angry with him. You said, "Are you effing crazy? What are you effing doing? I helped you stay out of jail." Is that true? Did you speak to him in those terms?
I did. I wouldn't say angry. I was a little bit perturbed at his constantly fighting with Lebanon. At some point I said, "Bibi, we got to stop this. We got to stop it." But I have a very good relationship. We've done well together. He always says, we could never have done it, but everybody knows that we could have never done it without the United States. But I've worked very well together. I like Bibi a lot, and I've worked very well with him.
He has a much closer personal relationship with the Israeli Prime Minister than President Biden did, but both of these leaders who've dealt with Netanyahu in recent years have had their moments of agreement and profound disagreement, and conversations have gotten to the point like this, which the president seems to confirm. There was frustration expressed by him with what Israel's doing. Look, it is a sticking point in the ongoing conversations with Iran, because they have insisted that attacks on Hezbollah have to stop, and it is Israel that continues offensives into Lebanon that Iran has said need to end in order for some kind of a negotiation to be achieved. So, it is a love-hate relationship, but one ultimately that is rooted in a belief that Israel deserves to defend itself, and Iran is a significant threat.
And with consequence to millions all over the globe at that. Ed O'Keefe, always an honor to talk to you. Thank you so much.